Hello ladies and gentlemen, back again with a new one, an exciting one this time. It's one I've been trying to get sorted out and done for quite a long time, and that is Parhelion. Now, I've had this design, I've been waiting for this design for probably over a year now, by my reckoning, so I'm really happy to finally receive it. Now, these are going to be coming through Knives by Hand. It's exclusive for Knives by Hand and Frank Gonzalez. You won't see this being sold anywhere else, at least not with my permission anyway. I will mention, yes, I'm still wearing the hat. When I went to Sydney Knife Show, I met up with Andrew Lucas from Kalish Blades, and the guys from Kalish Blades decided to give me the hat. I love it. My wife thinks it looks silly. I love it anyway. I wear it all the time when I can. So anyway, into the blade. This is it's going to be very interesting because this is oil quenched. Okay, so normally over in Nepal, a lot of these blades are water quenched, a slack water quench out of a teapot, and they don't really temper it back or anything. This is oil quenched and spring tempered, so it means you can get away with losing a little bit more weight, making it a little bit thinner, making the edge a little bit finer. But what's going to be interesting is to see how this one holds up against the hardwood, because the edge is super fine, and we'll get to that in a minute. So first we'll do some specs. So the whole thing weighs, the whole unit together weighs 900 grams. So most of the time you get blades from certain kukri houses and stuff, and 900 grams is just the main blade, but this is the whole lot. All right, you can see they've got a beautiful shape on here, because these are made by Neem Tenji, exclusive for Knives by Hand, and you can tell because Neem Tenji has these beautiful shapes that he does. How cool is that? Alright, it's got my badge on there. When you see this on the outside of a scabbard, you can generally tell that it's almost certainly done by Neem, and he does the simple version of my keeper plate as well. Alright, so now let's get into some more dimensions. Here's the main blade. It's a beautiful piece of work. It's got my double spiral and my runes, my initials in runes, which is awesome. And you might see those in brass inlay later on as well. But anywho, blade weight by itself, 550 grams. Super lightweight. Blade length, if you can see it there, is 35 centimeters. So spot on 35 centimeters. Spine thickness is 6 millimeters at the bolster, and it gradually tapers down to, what's that? That's 3 millimeters towards the tip. As you can see, a very high bevel, hollow ground floor at the top here as well, so that gives it the right balance that it's going to need. It is razor sharp. It is super sharp. I can't see much of a secondary bevel on there, but with highly polished blades sometimes they'll convex it slightly and give it a secondary, but oh yeah, I can't see that a little bit. Yeah, so it's there. Very slightly though. Super razor sharp. It does have a choil. It's a bit small, this choil, because it's not so much as a finger choil. It's more so that it makes the edge more durable. So when you strike something, obviously you have vibration traveling through the blade. What this does, similar to like the points of an axe or an axe blade, is it allows that to dissipate. So it causes less stress on the blade overall. That's the intention. That's the theory. We'll be testing that shortly as well. The handle is a beautiful construction. It's brass, buffalo horn, wood, buffalo horn, brass, buffalo horn, wood, buffalo horn, brass. And it is, how long is it? It is 14 centimeters or 140 mil long. So it's quite a decently sized handle for Western hands, especially if you've got sort of larger hands as well. It'll accommodate that, no problem at all. And lastly, I suppose we'll do the blade width, which is 50mm, 5 centimeters, or 2 inches. Okay? So that's the main blade out of the way. I'll sit that there for you to look at. Moving on is the carder. So it's a bit of a uniquely shaped carder. Very slightly sweeping edge there. It's got the jimping on the spine, and it really sort of locks the blade into your hand. So it's quite comfortable. The handle on here, you've got like some checkering along the brass ring in the center, so it gives you some additional grip. And you've also got a brass accent towards the end of the handle there as well, which is that's quite nice in itself. So, and the carder is also razor sharp, so that should come in handy with the carving and stuff and meal prep as well. So good, nice size that. It's what do we got? We've got a 10.5 centimeter blade and a 8.5 centimeter handle. So it's kind of like a 3-fingered handle. I can fit all 4 there with a little bit poking out the bottom, but I'm only a large glove, not an extra large glove. The carder goes in ambidextrous as well, as you can see there. And so does the main blade, because you've got the stitching down the side. The main scabbard is ambidextrous as well, so I can slip that off, flip it around, put it back on. It's exactly the same on the other side for the scratching and everything as well. So try to make that a standard feature in my designs. Now that we've done that, chuck that there for a moment, I will pause the video, get a bit of paper, do a quick paper test, quick bottle chop, then we'll get into the wood. I've got both soft and hardwoods here, so we're going to start it on the softwoods and then go to the hardwoods. So we'll see how this edge holds up. Be right back. Alright, paper test first. We'll start with the carder. Whoops. As I said, razor sharp. Alright. We'll save some of the paper hopefully. So after the chopping we can recheck the main blade. So here we go, main blade. Very sharp. Alright, so we'll get into a bottle chop and then we'll do some wood chopping. Alright, this is a bit awkward, it's a bit low, but whatever. I'd say it's pretty sharp. Alright. Now let's do softwood first, then hardwood. Probably can't see that, can you? Hold on. I'll lower this down a bit. I also want to do this. There we go. Alright, might cut this off. Yeah, nice. I'll show you how deep this bites as well. That was with a low power swing. You can see on the softwood about half the blade very straight in. Super clean cut. Moderate power swing, that wasn't even a high power swing. So, happy with that. Alright, now let's see if we can do a cut on the thick part of the wood and cut this down a little bit. Alright, so edge is fine. Bit thicker. That's one. That's two. Again, edge is buried about 2/3 of the way in. Softwood. Three, 4, 5. Kind of missing my mark a little bit. 6, 7, 8, 9. So we've got 9 chops on the softwood. We'll go one more here on the thicker part. We're going to save this for Seeker because I'll be reviewing that soon as well. Edge is holding up fine. Doesn't want to break, does it? There we go. To give you an idea, have a look at how clean some of those cuts are. Super clean. Alright. So I'll save some of this thicker stuff for Seeker and for Void Walker because I've got to review that too. And we'll move on to the hardwood. So this stuff's pretty old and hard, obviously very dead. With such a fine edge, we'll see how it holds up. We'll start here. Everything seems to be holding up fine. We're still good. That was roughly the size of my wrist. So we'll go on to the big part. Oh, it's a big piece of wood. Edge is still good. Yeah, good. All right. Oh, hold on. You gonna focus? So edge is fine. Come on, focus. Edge is perfectly fine. Sweet. And as is tradition, now that we've finished doing that, we'll do the leg shave. So she holds her edge just fine. And again, up here, there you go. So the edge has held up incredibly fine. The edge has held up perfectly. I do think I felt a little bit of movement in the brass ring. Yeah, that's moving a tiny bit. It's to be expected, I'd imagine. It's not cracked or broken. It's just the glue's gonna come undone a little bit around the horn, and the ring moves a little bit. That's fine. All right. Now that we've done that, we'll bring out the carder and see how it goes with a little bit of carving. Where is a decent bit to carve on? All this dry dead stuff probably won't carve very well at all. However, this stuff, on the other hand, should be all right. Let's find out. Get into the wood itself. I mean, that's still green, so I suppose you would expect that to carve pretty easy, wouldn't you? And it does. Alright, maybe we might try something a little bit more dead, a little bit drier, and see how we go. Yeah, that feels a bit more like a sort of dry stick. There we go. Oh, lost my feathers. I'll try this way. First time using this, so I've got to get my edge alignment right. There you go. Carves all right. Show you that. There you go. It's fine. Perfectly fine. All right. Suppose the last thing we need to try and test is batoning. With such a fine edge, I do not think this is any good for batoning. But it is one of my tests, so we're going to try it anyway. Now, the cool thing about the edge of this blade is it starts pretty thick and it thins out towards the tip. So the further you get towards the tip, the finer the edge is. So you can do your machete work up here, you should be able to do most of your other stuff back here, and splitting further back. So we're going to try back here. Alright, so I'll put this in front of the log so you can actually see me go through it. Put it back here somewhere, I reckon. Alright, let's give it a go. Now, because this is oil quenched, it should flex and return straight. It shouldn't bend. So still straight. Edge is still fine. We split that down there. So that's pretty decent, alright? Really happy with that. I was worried because it's so lightning quick. It is super light, easy to maneuver. I mean, like, it's just, I was worried that it was way too fragile. I was worried that it was fragile. But it's not. Not at all. The most fragile part of it, and I think Frank said this too, the most fragile part of it might be the handle. Specifically the brass ring. But I'm cool with that. This is working perfectly fine, hasn't lost an edge. After the splitting and everything. There you go. How's that? Hold on. I'll get this thing to focus. There you go. So there you go. So there you have it. That's my initial impressions and initial testing on the Parhelion Kukri, exclusive to Knives by Hand and manufactured by Neem Tenji. I'm so excited to welcome Neem back. He went quiet for a while, but he's back and with a vengeance, and these blades are absolutely fantastic. The other one I got from him is Seeker, and I'll be testing that soon. I've got a bit of a backlog. I've got to do Void Walker, I've got to do Blue Dragonflies, Mini Hanshi, and I've also got to do Blue Dragonflies Protean, and I've got to do Seeker, and I've also got to do Khotan Kukri Handicrafts Bati Kukri, 100% handmade, zero power tools at all. So that'll be interesting as well. There's probably others, but I've got a backlog and I've got more coming. So anyway, thank you very much for your attention, and if you want any more information on this, either hit me up in the comments or hit up Frank Gonzalez by Knives by Hand and have a chat to him. The last thing I'll test is scabbard retention on this. Incredible. It ain't going anywhere, look. Alright, so yeah, Knives by Hand, Frank Gonzalez, Neem Tenji. Thank you very much, everybody. I'll be back for the next video as soon as I can. Thank you. Totally forgot. Final sharpness after all my testing. You can see there's still gunk and stuff on the blade. Still scratched up. You know, it's still sharp. Okay. On the carder, I mean, we didn't really do much with that. We just did a little bit of carving, but alright. Cool. Thought I'd knock that one over too. Cheers.